Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, SpaceX petitions to make Texas launch site an official city. Fielden Aero becomes sole U.S. distributor for Flybox Avionics. More Cirrus fumbles. FAA adopts new AD for several Cirrus machines. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. SpaceX petitions to make Texas launch site an official city. SpaceX is well known for its ambition to establish a city on Mars. Before it can get there, however, company CEO Elon Musk wants to put the SpaceX name on part of Texas by making its Starbase launch site an official municipality. SpaceX submitted a formal petition to incorporate Starbase as a Type-C Municipality on December 13th. The decision is now left up to elected officials of Cameron County, Texas, and voters living in the outlined area. The idea of SpaceX getting its own city was first debated back in 2021, when Musk posted on social media stating, quote, "creating the city of Starbase, Texas." Despite early rumors of this proposal coming true, Trevino clarified that a petition had not been filed until now. Though it seems like a somewhat outlandish idea, as do many SpaceX feats, turning Starbase into its own city could turn out to be extremely beneficial. Upward of 3,400 SpaceX employees and contractors work full-time at the facility, hundreds of which currently live in the area. Hundreds more are on a wait list to move to the campus. Having on-site housing available for staff would help streamline the development of the space launch complex. After the break, government speaks out on mysterious drone sightings.
Looking for a new generation of proven and efficient aviation power plants that boast modern engineering, electronic ignition, and both direct and gear drive systems? With 100 horsepower to 240 horsepower, the Skyline and Redline engines offer uncommon value in an overpriced industry. Whether you are looking for fixed wing or rotor, MW Fly Americas has been established to service the American market with dedication and expertise. MWFlyAmericas.com. The legendary BD4-seat program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged 4-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Government speaks out on mysterious drone sightings. Government officials are finally beginning to speak out on the hundreds of mysterious drone sightings from New Jersey residents. For the most part, what they're saying is that they have no idea what the objects are. For weeks, residents of New Jersey and other New England states have been submitting reports of 6-foot-long drone-like objects flying in clusters at low altitudes. The FBI has received upwards of 5,000 tips, though the agency says that fewer than 100 have been deemed worthy of further investigation. Registration opens for 2025 FSA FlightSimExpo. The Flight Simulation Association has announced that attendee registration is open for its 2025 FlightSimExpo, held from June 27th to 29th at the Rhode Island Convention Center in Providence. Visitors will have access to seminars, hands-on demos, expert discussions, tours, and more throughout the weekend. The convention has been held annually since 2018. This year's FlightSimExpo received the most successful turnout so far, with upwards of 2,400 attendees paying a visit. It featured announcements from forefront simulator software developers, including updates on Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 and X-Plane 12. Texas Congressman concerned over ATC shortage. U.S. Representative Lloyd Doggett from Austin, Texas, recently expressed concern regarding how the FAA has been addressing the pressing air traffic controller shortage. His statement follows current FAA head Mike Whitaker's decision to step down after Trump's inauguration. Whitaker announced his plans to resign on December 12th. Doggett expressed, quote, "It's an unusual call. He had only been in office a few weeks when I first met with him. It's now been 13 months of a 5-year term, and he will be departing, so I was surprised by his decision," end quote. Feds enforce drug testing for non-U.S. repair shops. The FAA has issued a new rule enforcing drug and alcohol testing for employees of international repair stations. The decision is expected to affect around 977 stations across 65 nations. The ruling requires certificated locations outside of the U.S. to build a testing program for workers who perform safety-sensitive maintenance duties on applicable airliners. Test data must be electronically transferred to the DOT. FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker said, quote, "This is an important step in our safety mission because few countries require testing of aviation maintenance personnel," end quote. That's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Fielden Aero becomes sole U.S. distributor for Flybox Avionics. Fielden Aero LLC recently announced its designation as the exclusive North American distributor for Flybox Avionics. The technology will deliver improved availability and support for the American experimental, ultralight, and light sport market. Flybox Avionics is a manufacturer of electronic flight instrument systems, engine information systems, autopilots, propeller and flap controls, single instruments, and other avionics components. Its products are designed by pilots, aiming to modernize the range of technology available for modern ultralight, experimental, and light sport aircraft. The company is a one-stop shop for materials, builder support, tools, hardware, kit add-ons, and more. It's based in Bartow, Florida. This development adds to Fielden Aero's lengthy resume in the sport aviation community. The company is a forefront provider of aqualay kit planes. It also is the sole manufacturer and distributor of the Aeropup, a popular two-seat sport plane in the U.S. Don Fielden, CEO of Fielden Aero LLC, said, quote, "We are thrilled to partner with Flybox Avionics and bring their exceptional products to the U.S. market," end quote. After these messages, more Cirrus fumbles. Welcome back. More Cirrus fumbles. FAA adopts new AD for several Cirrus machines. The FAA recently issued a new airworthiness directive addressing a critical safety issue in Cirrus Design Corporation's SR20, SR22, and SR22T models. This inspection requirement follows an aborted takeoff in a Cirrus SR20 after the upper power lever failed. After the incident, the agency performed several additional inspections that revealed cracks in the upper power levers of 26 more aircraft. For safety purposes, the FAA skipped over the comment period typically left open before enforcing the directive. It stated, quote, "The FAA has found that the risk to the flying public justifies foregoing notice and comment prior to adoption of this rule, because cracking in the upper power lever leads to failure of the upper power lever, which could result in loss of engine thrust control and reduced control of the airplane," end quote. The directive requires repetitive visual inspections of the upper power lever to detect cracks. If no cracks are identified visually, operators must follow up with a fluorescent penetrant inspection due to reliability concerns with purely visual detection. If cracks are found, the power lever must be replaced immediately. Operators are required to report all inspection findings to the FAA for monitoring. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.